The Little House in the Big Wood, Chapter 6, Part 1. Two Big Bears. Then one day Pa said that spring was coming. In the big woods, the snow was beginning to thaw. Bits of it dropped from the branches of the trees and made little holes in the softening snowbanks below. At noon, all the big icicles along the curve of the little house quipped and sparkled in the sunshine, and drops of water hung trembling at their tips. Pa said he must go to the town to trade the furs of the wild animals he has been trapping all winter. So one evening he made a big bundle of them. There were so many furs that when they were packed tightly and tied together, they made a bundle almost as big as Pa. Very early one morning, Pa strapped the bundle of fur on his shoulders and started to walk to town. There were so many furs to carry that he could not take his gun. Ma was worried, but Pa said that by starting before sun up and walking very fast all day, he could get home again before dark. The nearest town was far away. Laura and Mary had never seen a town. They had never seen a store. They had never seen even two houses standing together. But they knew that in town there were many houses and a store full of candy and calico and other wonderful things, powder and chalk and salt and store sugar. They knew that Pa would trade his fur to the storekeeper for beautiful things from town, and all day they were expecting the presents he would bring them. When the sun sank low above the treetop, and no more drops fell from the tips of the icicles, they began to watch eagerly for Pa. The sun sank out of sight. The woods grew dark, and he did not come. Ma started supper and set the table, but he did not come. It was time to do the chores, and still he had not come. Ma said that Laura might come with her. While she milked the cow, Laura could carry the lantern. So Laura put on her coat, and Ma buttoned it up, and Laura put her hands in her red mitten that hung by a red yarn string around her neck, while Ma lighted a candle in the lantern. Laura was proud to be helping Ma with the milking, and she carried the lantern very carefully. Its sides were of tin, with places cut in them for the candlelight to shine through. When Laura walked behind Ma on the path to the barn, the little bits of candlelight from the lantern leaped all around her on the snow. The night was not yet quite dark. The woods were dark, but there was a clear light on the snowy path, and in the sky there were a few faint stars. The stars did not look as warm and bright as the little light that came from the lantern. Laura was surprised to see the dark shape of Suke, the brown cow, standing at the barnyard gate. Ma was surprised too. It was too early in the spring for Suke to be let out in the big woods to eat grass. She lived in the barn, but sometime on warm days, Pa left the door of her store open so she could come into the barnyard. Now Ma and Laura saw her behind the bars waiting for them. Ma went up to the gate and put against it to open it, but it did not open very far because there was Suke standing against it. Ma said, "Suke, get over." She reached across the gate and slapped Suke's shoulder. Just then, one of the dancing little bit of light from the lantern jumped between the bars of the gate, and Laura saw long, shaggy black fur and two little glittery eyes. Suke had thin, short brown fur. Suke had large, gentle eyes. Ma said, "Laura, walk back to the house." So Laura turned around and began to walk toward the house. Ma came behind her. When they had gone partway, Ma snatched her up, lantern and all, and ran. Ma ran with her into the house and slammed the door. Then Laura said, "Ma, was it a bear?" "Yes, Laura," Ma said, "it was a bear." Laura began to cry. She hung on to Ma and sobbed, "Oh, will he eat Suke?" "No," Ma said, hugging her. "Suke is safe in the barn." Think, Laura, all those big, heavy logs in the barn walls. And the door is heavy and solid, made to keep bears out. No, the bear cannot get in and eat Suke. Laura felt better then, but he could have hurt us. Could he? She asked. "He didn't hurt us," Ma said. "You were a good girl, Laura, to do exactly as I told you, and to do it quickly without asking why." Ma was trembling, and she began to laugh a little to think she said, "I'm slap a bear." Then she put supper on the table for Laura and Mary. Pa had not come yet. He didn't come. Laura and Mary were undressed, and they said their prayers and snuggled into the trundle bed. Ma sat by the lamp, mending one of Pa's shirts. The house seems cold and still and strange without Pa. Laura listened to the wind in the big woods all around the house. The wind went crying as thought it were lost in the dark and the cold. The wind sounded frightened. Ma finished mending the shirt. Laura saw her fold it slowly and carefully. She smoothed it with her hand. Then she did the things she had never done before. She went to the door and pulled the leather lettering through its hole in the door, so that nobody can get in from outside unless they lift the latch. She came to took Carrie, all limp and sleeping out of the big bed. She saw that Laura and Mary were still awake, and she said to them, Go to sleep, girls. Everything is all right. Pa will be here in the morning. Then she went back to her rocking chair and sat there rocking gently and holding baby Carrie in her arms. She was sitting upright, waiting for Pa, and Laura and Mary mean to stay awake too. Still he came, but at last they went to sleep. In the morning, Pa was there. He had brought Candy and Laura and Mary and 2 pieces of pretty calico to make them each a dress. Mary's was a china blue pattern on white ground, and Laura's was dark red with little golden brown dots on it. Ma had calico for a dress too. It was brown, with a big feathery white pattern all over it. They were all happy because Pa had got such good price for his fur that he could afford to get them such beautiful presents. The tracks of the big bear were all around the barn, and there were marks of his claw on the walls. But Suke and the horses were safe inside. All that day the sun shone, the snow melted, and little stream of water ran from the ice lake, which all the time grew thinner. Before the sun set that night, the bear tracks were only shipwreck marks in the wet, soft snow. After supper, Pa took Laura and Mary on his knees and said he had a new story to tell them. แล้วเดี๋ยวตามไปฟังพาร์ทที่2กันต่อว่าพามีเรื่องอะไรมาเล่าให้แมรี่และลอร่าฟัง